Welcome to the Awaken To Empower Podcast, the show for heart-centered entrepreneurs who wish to fully step into their power and make a bigger impact in this world. If you're ready to awaken to and embrace who you are and really step into your purpose so you too can manifest the business and the life that you desire, then you have come to the right place. I'm your host, Kay Sanders, transformational success coach and Akashic Record Guide, here to support amazing entrepreneurs like you on their journey of awakening to who they are, of stepping into their power as they start living their life on purpose, of making the impact that they are here to make, and creating a successful and thriving business that is in complete alignment with who they are. Now allow me to be your guide that shines a light onto the path that is in front of you, so you too can move forward empowered and confident as you make the difference that you are here to make. Now, are you ready for that? Hey there, thanks for tuning in again to another episode of the Awaken to Empower podcast. Super excited that you're here and I hope you have an amazing day so far. Now, in today's episode today, I would like to talk to you about how you can really think yourself successful. And also, I want to touch on how your thoughts create your success or the lack of it. And I would also like to share with you like 6 steps that can help you start thinking yourself successful. Now, did you know that what you think about all day actually affects your level of success or even the lack of it? Now, I would like for you to think about this. Like, what you think about all day long, as far as how it really relates to how you see yourself. So if, for example, if you see yourself as someone that's successful, you are successful. If you think about yourself as someone that is struggling financially, that's what it is. So what you think about yourself really relates to how you start seeing yourself. So your self-image, it really comes from what you think about yourself. What you think is also what you believe is possible. It really affects like what you think is really possible for you. It also affects like how deserving you feel you are, or how easy or how hard success comes to you. Now, your thoughts, they create your experience. So for example, like if you think that you're not or you can't really be successful in what you do, then this is what you create. Or if you think that making money is hard, then the result is that you're going to be struggling financially. Also, if let's say you're thinking or even you're saying to people or to yourself that, oh my God, it's so hard to get clients. And, clients, they don't want to pay for what I do. People don't really get what I do. Those type of things. Or that even if you believe that you have to work really, really hard just to get by or just to become successful, then that too is what you will experience. So our thoughts are really, really, really powerful. The things we think about all day long, the things we say about ourselves, to ourselves, they are so powerful. Like our words really create. And oftentimes we're so on autopilot that we don't even realize, what did I just say now? Was this really, the things that you may have just said was very limiting. Rarely do we say things that are empowering. And just think about your day so far, like yesterday or today, depending on when you're listening to this. Can you remember how many empowering things did you say to yourself? Like oftentimes we say things like, oh my God, I'm so stupid. Why did I just do this? Oh my God, I can't believe that I don't get this. It's rarely that we say, oh my God, I'm so excited that I just created this. Oh my God, I'm so grateful that I just recorded this episode, for example. We don't really do that. We often say things that are very limiting. And that really shows up in the amount of clients that you're having, in the amount of money you're making with your business, and also how easy everything is. I remember, early on, and even like sometimes I still catch myself saying limiting things as well. I mean, we all do it. It's not just something that you learn once and then you never say something negative. I mean, it's like a constant progress, a constant effort to really watch your thoughts. But I often caught myself saying that, oh my God, the people that come to me, they don't want to pay me. They value what I do, but they don't want to pay me. All the people that I attract, they're not able to make that investment. They can't afford to work with me. You see, those things is what creates your reality. So guess what I created with these words, with the things that I said? I kept attracting the people that wanted to work with me, but they couldn't afford to work with me. In this episode, I want to share with you like 6 steps that can help you start thinking yourself successful, because it really starts with what you think about yourself, how successful you think you can become, how easy you think things are going to be. It really starts with your thoughts, and you can think yourself successful. So let's start with the first step. The first thing you want to do is you want to notice and also make note of your thoughts, your beliefs, your habits, and even how you view yourself, or the views that you have about yourself. Now, as far as the thoughts goes, you want to think about the thoughts about making money, getting clients, becoming successful, how much, what you think is really possible for you. Also, your beliefs around each of those areas as well. Do you believe that getting clients is easy, or is it hard? Do you believe that you can succeed or not? Do you believe that you can make a lot of money doing something that you love or not? Right? So you want to really think about what are your beliefs around that. And then also notice your habits. How do you react to certain things? If, for example, someone reaches out to you and shows interest in working with you, do you go into fear mode right away? Do you start going into doubt, like, oh my God, I don't know if I can do this? Am I really possible to help them? Can they even afford me? Or those type of things. Like, what are your habits? And also, how do you react? What do you do after that? And just kind of think about what are some of the habits that, as it relates to, your business, your success, making money, getting clients, and those type of things. And then also notice, how do you view yourself? Do you view yourself as someone that leads other people, as someone that can impact other people, that can lead people, that can be a mentor to other people, that people would look up to? Or do you view yourself as someone that's at the same level as those people that you want to work with? That is very important as well, because if you view yourself as someone that is at the same level as those people that come to you, that you want to work with, then you can't really move them forward. And I'm not saying that to see yourself as, a little arrogant or whatnot, or big headed, like, oh, I'm above them. That's not what I mean. But you always want to be a couple of steps ahead of the people that you're working with, right? Because the people that come to you, they come to you for a reason. They see you as a leader, someone that they want to be like. Like, think back of any of the coaches, mentors that you have looked up to, that you have read their books or taken their courses or even worked with them one on one. You saw them as someone that's ahead of you, that you want to be like, that you want to achieve the success that they have achieved. So that's what I mean with, how do you view yourself? Do you view yourself as someone that's ahead of the people that come to you, so you can lead them on their path of becoming more like you, or more on the level of success that you are at right now? And I get it. You may think, well, okay, I'm just starting out. I haven't really achieved much success yet. I would like to stop you for a moment and ask you to consider, to view this from a different perspective, because you have chosen this field because you have a lot of knowledge about a certain area. Maybe you have overcome certain challenges or whatnot. So, for example, business wise, like, I have done a lot of inner work. I have come very far on the mindset level. Am I where I want to be yet? No, I'm not. But the people that come to me usually have a lot of blocks around money. That's the blocks that I have already worked through myself. I'm already a lot further than the people that come to me. So it's, as long as you are just a few steps ahead of the people that come to you, that's all that matters. So even if you've never worked with a client before, if you've never had a paying client or whatnot, it doesn't matter. You're still ahead of the game, because you have education, most likely, you have experience, personal experience at that time, at that point probably, but you already are good enough to lead other people move forward. So like I said, think about, like, also, make note of, how do you view yourself? That's the first step. Then the second step is, ask yourself, is all that stuff that you wrote down, is this really true? Do you really believe this? Do you have proof that this is really so? That, let's say you think that making money is hard. Do you really have proof that this is so? Because there are many other people out there They're making money left and right. So it's not hard. It's probably just your belief. And then you also want to ask yourself, do you accept this to be true, to be so? That there's no question about it, that this cannot be changed. Do you want to accept it to be to that this is true, that this is so? And then you also want to ask yourself, do you want to continue believing these things about yourself? Do you still want to continue believing these things to be true? Because you always have a choice. So you really ask yourself, like, and you want to be really brutally honest with yourself about this. Do you accept it to be true? Do you want to continue these things, to believe in these things? And is this really true? Okay, so that's step number 2. Because oftentimes we believe a whole lot of stuff that's just really lies, that are illusions that we picked up from society, that, for example, making money is hard, that you have to get multiple jobs to just barely survive, that you can't make money doing something that you love, or whatever else you picked up, right? Or even from other entrepreneurs, maybe you've heard, oh my God, this is hard, making money is hard and getting clients is difficult. I mean, is this really true? Because I know many coaches, healers, entrepreneurs, they're crushing it. So it may just be a limiting story. And this is where you want to ask yourself, do you accept it to be true? And do you want to continue believing it? Because you have a choice. So that, like I said, that's step number 2. Then step number 3 is rephrase all of those limiting stories, those limiting beliefs, all these things that you don't want to continue believing in no more. Rephrase them into what do you really want. Turn them into I am statements. I am statements are so powerful because they're positive. They also should excite you. And they should be based on what you really want. But I am statements are so powerful because I am, that's like an identity. So if you don't have a lot of clients yet, turn it into an I am statement. I am a magnet to clients. I am a magnet to money. I am attracting all the good things into my life. So rephrase all the negative, all the limiting things into positive I am statements. And then step number 4 is you want to review and read your I am statements daily. Ideally, you want to read them out loud. You want to really put a feeling into that. But you want to read them out loud daily. Ideally in the morning when you first get up, because then you're already starting your day on a high note, like really empowered, really positive. So you want to read them out in the morning, and then also at night, right before you go to bed. Because when you read that right before you go into bed, you are basically letting go of all the negativity from the day. And also, you may even want to read your I am statements whenever you need a boost. So let's say during the day, you're having just a crappy day, things are not going so well, and you're just like, oh, I just want this day to be over. Go back to your I am statements and read them out loud. I'm telling you, that is so powerful. It can really shift your vibration in an instant. So that's step number 4. Step number 5 is you want to pay attention to your thoughts. So during the day, you want to catch yourself whenever you say something negative, whenever you're saying something limiting, or that is not in alignment with your I am statement. So let's say you have a conversation, and I have to do that a lot because I do reach out to a lot of people. I have a lot of conversation, even with my clients. And sometimes I really need to catch myself staying away from saying something that's limiting. For example, when my clients or even the people I talk to, when they're talking about, oh my God, getting clients is so hard, instead of me going to like, oh my God, you're so right. This can be really hard. I need to catch myself not to go down the rabbit hole. Or if I do talk to them about that topic, to really check my energy, that maybe I just talk about it, but not really tuning into the feeling of it, not the energy of it, because I don't want to believe this no more. I do not believe that getting clients is hard. If you're in alignment with all that you're doing, and if you really believe that anything is possible, getting clients is really not difficult. Okay. But the thing is, during the day, you want to catch yourself when you're thinking limiting, when you're thinking negative thoughts. So let's say you're looking at your bank account, you're like, oh my God, I don't know how I'm going to pay my bills. Instead of going down the rabbit hole, like, I don't know how to pay my bills, you stop yourself and rephrase it into a positive. Rephrase the negative story into a positive and saying, all the money that I need is there. It's going to show up. I will be fine. I'm always supported. I'm always provided for. The money will show up. The money is already on its way. I just haven't allowed myself to receive it yet. Saying things like that are so much more empowering than saying, oh my God, I don't know how to pay my bills. I don't know where to get the next client. So you really want to catch yourself. Now, the hardest part about this step number 5 is really noticing it. I remember when I was working with my coach a few years ago, and he always said, Kay, you gotta watch what you think. You gotta watch what you say. I'm like, I don't know what I think all day long. I mean, how can I realize that, right? How can I catch myself? But the thing is, the more you consciously set the intention to pay attention to your thoughts, the easier it will get. I mean, it's not something that happens overnight. This is like a process. This is a practice you have to do every single day. But whenever you're noticing, and a good indicator that you're thinking something negative is usually that you're feeling pretty crappy. So whenever you're noticing that you're feeling a little off, you may want to check in with yourself. Like, what am I thinking here? Because oftentimes it's those thoughts that you're having in the back of your mind that you're not even consciously aware of. Because, I mean, we're having like, what, 60,000 thoughts in a minute? It's kind of hard to keep track of all these thoughts, right? But you want to catch yourself whenever you're noticing that, ooh, I don't feel so right. Something, I'm feeling like I'm pushing against something. That's when you really want to step back and like, okay, what's going on here? What am I thinking? What am I believing? How am I acting right now? And really just notice that and then really stop yourself. Even when you're talking to someone and you're starting to go into this whole rant of how hard things are and how challenging and how things are not working, you really want to stop yourself. And don't even finish the phrase. Like when you're saying like, oh my God, getting clients is like, oh, no. The clients will show up. Whenever I'm in a line with these clients, the clients will show up. You want to stop yourself. You want to really stop yourself in the tracks. And it really starts by paying attention to that. Now, one thing I suggest you may want to try is have a little notebook handy and keep it with you, like just a small notebook or even on your phone or whatnot. And whenever you're noticing that something is not right, that you're thinking something negative, that you're stuck in a limiting story or whatnot, write it down. Write it down during your day and then review it in the evening. And then what you can actually do is whatever you wrote down, then turn it into positive affirmations, positive I am statements, and then make that your new mantra. Like getting clients is easy. Making money is easy. Make this your mantra. But it really, like I said, step number 5 is, I believe, the hardest of all of them, because you got to catch yourself when you are in this whole, when you do have limiting beliefs, when you do have limited thinking, or even talk very limiting about yourself, or even talking down on yourself. It's the same thing, right? So just, it's all about paying attention and being aware of it and consciously choosing to shift your thinking around. Now, step number 6, the final step, is you want to visualize yourself having your I ams, because your mind doesn't know what is real and what is not, what is just a visualization, right? But the more you visualize it, like really experience the being your I am, will help you become your I ams. It's all about becoming that person. So let's say you want to become a 6-figure earner or a 7-figure, wherever you're at, and you're not there yet. Or even if you want to become just successful in your business, have paying clients, having an abundance of clients. If you're not there yet, that doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It doesn't mean that you're not good enough or whatnot. It's simply that you have not aligned yourself energetically and internally with the success that you want to achieve, with that becoming of, the being that you want to become. So here, if you have your list of I ams, if you really tune into them, visualize yourself surrounded with clients, visualize yourself having like a stack of folders on your desk. Envision yourself, your calendar full with calls, with client calls, with times that you're working with clients, or even your bank account. Visualize your bank account with, the amount that you want to have in there, and really visualize it and feel excited about it, that this is really possible for you. Then you will become that. And now I want to share another tip with you on how to make your I ams really, really powerful. Like I already shared with you earlier, read them out loud, but not just read them like I am successful, I am abundant, yada, yada, yada. But say it with feeling, say it with excitement. Say, I am a magnet for money. I am a magnet for clients. I am successful. I am abundant. I am joyful. I am happy. You see, when you say it with feeling, because everything goes back to feeling. When you feel that excitement, it is so much more powerful. And I get it. You might say, well, Kate, this is not me. I don't have clients yet. It's so hard. This is not what I've experienced. You want to act as if. Because, like I said, you don't have these things yet because you have not energetically aligned yourself to these things yet. And you align yourself with that by becoming that. One of the things my coach told me early on, and at first I totally thought he was totally bananas, but he said success is not created by doing more, but it's by becoming that person that is successful, that allows success, that has the money. It's about becoming. It's not about doing. Because you can do all the things that you want to do in your business, to go out there, to market yourself or whatnot. The doing does not matter. Yes, it's a big part of it. Yes, you do need to do certain things, but it's really, success is an internal step. It's really 90% inner work and only 10% actually taken action, right? And then it's also taken aligned actions. But like I said, you become successful by embodying what you want, who you want to be, who you want to become. So you want to really act as if. So using those visualizations and really just sitting there, and you may even want to read the book Psycho-Cybernetics, I believe. It's all about visualizing what you want to experience, because your mind, like I said, doesn't know what is real and what is just made up, what is just visualized. So you can sit there and visualize having a full calendar with client calls, or having a bank account with $50,000 in it, for example. You can do that. And then even though you don't have that yet, you're just visualizing it. Like, imagine it as if you're watching a movie of what you want to have. And then just start acting as if, really embodying those I am statements, because you are becoming your I ams, the things that you want to become, the things you want to attract, the things you want to experience, the more you read them and the more you embody them. Because you see, I am statements, they are possibilities. They're allowing you to become, because I am, that's an identity. I can say I am struggling to get clients, or I can say I am successful. I am abundant. I am a magnet to whatever it is that I want to attract. You see? So I am statements are really opening the doors for possibility, and they're allowing you to become whatever it is that you want. So I would like to invite you to try out these 6 steps. Really start paying attention to your thoughts. Stop yourself whenever those negative thoughts come up and course correct. Focus on what you do want, not on what you don't want. And use those I am statements, use those visualizations, and just take that time out, a couple of minutes a day, and really just visualize what you want. Because you create success by being in the moment, by being that success, by becoming that person. And it's not about doing that someday or later, but no, it starts now. It starts in the moment, and it starts by creating, by changing your thoughts, and also how you see yourself. And like I said, it starts by becoming that person that you want to be. Becoming that person that has a full calendar of client calls, that has a bank account with whatever amount you want to have, by becoming that person that it allows yourself to be in that flow and allows yourself to receive. That's another big thing. So I hope this was helpful. I mean, if you find it helpful, if you're trying these different steps, or if you try them, or if you would like to try them, or if you experience anything like that, feel free to, let me know. I would love to hear about, what your experiences are. And also, if you really enjoyed this episode, I would appreciate if you could maybe share it with someone that you think that would need to hear this. But I want to thank you so much for tuning in, for being here with me, for listening in. And I'm so excited to speak with you again in the next episode. But until then, I hope you have an amazingly abundant and successful day. Namaste. Thank you for listening to today's episode. Now, if you enjoyed what you've heard, please be sure to leave a review on iTunes and also hit that subscribe button. Now, if you would like extra motivation, guidance, or support to help you step into your power and manifest the amazing business and life that your heart desires, or if you would like more information about this podcast, then visit me at ksanders.com and feel free to connect with me also on LinkedIn, Facebook, or even Instagram. Now, I appreciate you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next episode. Until then, have an amazingly abundant and successful day.